Hello and welcome to another episode of Webinar Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about Prime Day and what you need to do to prepare for Prime Day, even though we don't have a lot of time left. It's just next week, early next week. But still we've got Verity Sewell from Smart Little Space who's going to be talking about that. And we also have a very, very special announcement for everybody today. So we're super excited about that announcement. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So Marg and Verity, what are we going to be talking about today?
Go for it, Verity.
I was like, who's going to start? We're going to be talking about Prime Day and what options that you have for Prime Day. But like Megla said, it's actually around the corner. So there are some things that you might, if you haven't already prepared, you might have missed. So we've got other alternatives of what you can do now, and you can plan before it starts so that you can actually have something running. And we'll just talk a little bit about how Prime Day works, what are the best strategies that you can implement and how not to lose money, because Margaret and I will both say that we have seen this where there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype around Prime Day, but you can lose a lot of money on the day if you're not smart about it, haven't worked out your numbers. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Another thing I thought was I'll just put in there that I noticed when I was doing a little bit of research about what's going on and what people are using as other strategies and that we can deliver to you, was it's really interesting if you go and Google Prime Day from a customer's point of view. So go and Google it and see what comes up, because there are huge articles out there by like Forbes and all these like big publications that talk about Prime Day. And what's really interesting is that they're looking at it from the customer's point of view, whereas we're all going to be looking at it from the seller point of view. And there's really funny articles about how you can hack systems and like just really amazing stuff that I thought I didn't even think, I would never have thought about it. But I think it's a really good point to actually go and do research on that fact, because at the end of the day, someone's buying from you. And so we want to make sure that, we can meet customers' expectations as a seller. And offer them something, but we've also got to be really careful that we don't create like promotions and things where they overlap and people are actually able to get bigger discounts than you intended them to get. So definitely go and Google it. You'll find some fascinating articles about things that never realized you could do when you're shopping. So that's a little tip before we get into it.
Awesome. Okay, Kevin, nice mug.
Thank you. I designed it myself.
Yes, you did. So Mano is here. Hi, Mano. How are you doing? Bright and early for you in India.
Yeah, it is.
And Sastro from Indonesia. Hi, Sastro. Good to see you here. Okay, so before we get into Verity's presentation and start talking about Prime Day, let me share my screen. And we have got some slides to share with you and a very, very exciting announcement. So let me see if this works. There we go. So what is the exciting announcement? Let's see some fireworks first. VISS is back. Yeah, so we had to take a break from VISS because of, various things, the situation in India. And we were also planning on this huge launch. So we were kind of holding back on VISS. But we're back now. We're going to be hosting the next show later or early next month. So very, very exciting. We've got some new suppliers, really, really good suppliers that we've been talking to. And so this is going to be an amazing show. Look out for that. And we've got another huge excitement. This is something that we've been working on for months now. And our launch was delayed. But we are finally launching our new website at indiasourcing.net. And so this website, indiasourcing.network, is going to be an amazing website where you can find everything that you need to source private label products from India, whether it's vetted suppliers, service providers, information. We're even launching a workshop. There've been so many people in the group asking for a workshop or some sort of content related to sourcing from India. So we're finally launching an India sourcing workshop, which is going to be very similar, which is going to be very similar to the other workshops that we currently do. It's going to be held over 2 days. It's a live workshop where we're going to teach you everything about sourcing from India. We're also going to be launching a mastermind and lots of cool stuff. I don't want to give everything away right now.
Regular.
But okay, sorry. Yes.
Megla. Come
I can't help myself. I'm so excited about this. So,
But
but this is
everyone
going to be
should be aware there's so much work that goes on in the back room. And we've actually got a bit of a team happening now, haven't we, Megla, that are working in the background and creating stuff. So it's all systems go at India Sourcing Network these days.
Exactly. All systems go. We're so excited.
So, Megla's family's actually grown because I don't know, those of you who don't know, she got a new puppy this week. So she's got a schnauzer dog, and now she's going to have her new website. So she's got a really big family in the last few months. It's gone from 1 child to 3.
Yeah. And our India Sourcing Network family is growing too. We've got more, we're hiring more people. So yeah, it's growing. It's awesome. And so mark your calendars, everybody. These are the dates for the next VISS show, and also when we're going to announce the website. So if you're in the US, then it's Thursday, Friday, July 1st and 2nd. And if you're in Asia or Australia, it's Friday and Saturday, July 2nd and 3rd. So July 2nd is going to be, July 2nd in Asia, Australia is going to be the regular VISS show. And then July 3rd is when we're going to launch the website. And to celebrate the launch, we are giving away 60 plus prizes, freebies, gifts, and discounts. So we can't do a launch, or we can't, do something special without giving away some prizes and gifts. So there are lots of prizes. There are discounts on services. There are actual gifts that we're going to be giving away. There are lots of freebies, lots of offers, lots of discounts. And the way to this is going to be a lucky draw. We're going to be selecting winners for these prizes through a lucky draw. And you're going to be seeing a post in the Facebook group very shortly where you can add a GIF or a comment or just like the post to add your name to the drawing for this lucky draw. So that's how you're going to be part of this lucky draw. And you have over 3 weeks, basically, or almost 3 weeks to add your name there. Yeah, 17 sleeves. 17 okay, sleeves. Yes. That's a better way to put it.
And Megla, I'm so glad I was able to get rid of all those old samples that I've got in the garage. I can keep these prizes away.
We don't want to know what those are. Failed Amazon products. Cool. And we also want to give a huge shout out to our launch partners, PPC Ninja. They're an amazing PPC automation tool. Webretailer.com, who is, they are a website that provides a lot of great information related to e-commerce and selling on Amazon. And AirWallex, which is a payment service provider that we recently signed up with AirWallex. We're going to be doing a webinar with them shortly as well. And they seem like a very promising payment service provider. You should definitely check them out if you are selling on Amazon. Okay, so everybody please bookmark this URL, indiasourcing.net, and India Sourcing Network will launch very, very soon. This is going to be a game changer as far as sourcing from India is concerned. And we are so excited to bring this website to you guys. So that's it. Let me come back here and stop sharing. So now I can see the comments.
And I think the most exciting thing about it all is how easy it is to search for things. It's just fantastic. It's going to make it so much quicker for everyone to find anything they want to know that we've done in the past.
Oh, it's exactly. So exciting. I can't wait. I'm listening to this and like, I can't wait. I know how much work goes into launching a new website and all, just getting it all together. But it's going to be amazing for everyone to jump in. And I think people are just so excited to get more information on this topic and, learn more. So it's going to be great.
How many pages are there, Megla?
There are over 100 pages. Over 100 pages on the website. Just a little bit of work,
But we've also been so dedicated to try and make it easy for people. And so all the hurdles associated with sourcing in the past from India, which there's always, it doesn't matter what marketplace that you or country that you source from, but there's always little hiccups. And we're trying to eradicate those little hiccups and make it a smooth as possible for people. And, you know, we've partnered now with some really great sort of people and services that could make it just so easy for people to source from India. So we're
It'll
very
be a
happy,
massive
aren't we?
game changer.
Yeah.
It'll be huge.
Yeah, totally.
Well
And-
done, guys.
And this service
Thank you.
is, you know, for people who are serious about sourcing from India or
Yeah.
serious about building a business around, you know, private label and selling on Amazon. Because I know that there are a lot of people who maybe just want to flip products or, you know, just want to do this as a hobby. You know, maybe our services are not right for them because we are bringing serious factories, serious suppliers that are looking to do serious business. So it's really good for people who want to build a business out of this. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So,
Verity,
yeah.
I'll just ask you a question. I mean, you've seen it from both sides now, sort of from a, you know, commercial, you know, in your past sort of thing, and you've probably seen it from a, you know, couple of different sides, as far as, you know, committing dollars to, you know, to a brand. You know, whether you're small or big, it's still a commitment. You've got to commit to build that sort of brand.
Absolutely.
And we find some people think, oh, you know, I want to sort of do that, but find it hard to commit the dollars to the dream, you know.
I think it's a bit of a mental state, to be honest. And I think Margaret said this to me a while ago when I first met her, and it stuck with me, and it's very true, was that, you know, if you, before, you know, now it's so easy to jump on e-commerce, and so we sort of take it for granted. But, you know, before that space, if you, let's just say, decided to buy into a cafe, you would be putting down serious money. You'd be at the bank, you'd have a big commitment, you'd have staff. There was a lot going on, and you knew you were all in. And whereas now, I think because e-commerce has this, you kind of can get one foot in the door and be in two sides of it, that sometimes people don't get into the mental state that it's going to be a business for them. And, you know, for some people it's not. But if it is the path you want to go down, you kind of really got to think about it from that point of view. You'll always do much better if you can take it seriously and look at it long term and, you know, grow. So if you put your mindset up into, you know, if this was a serious business that was brick and mortar and I was actually, you know, going into a retail space, you would think about it totally different to maybe buying products and creating a brand. The brands that I've worked with that have done the best, they take this seriously. Like, they look at growing their brand. Usually Amazon is just one place for them to sell. There's multiple places to sell. But I think that that's very good advice that Margaret gave me, because it is very true. And so if you can get in that space, you'll always achieve better things.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started, Verity, with your slides now. Do you want to share your screen? And
Yes.
we're talking about Prime Day. So everybody watching, if you have any questions about Prime Day, post them in the comments. We are having trouble with streaming this live stream into our group, but I've shared it from the Facebook page, so hopefully people in the group will be able to watch it as well. But let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see your slides now.
Okay, perfect. So just call out if anyone asks questions, because I've only got the one screen at the moment, so I can't see everyone. Okay, so we are going to talk about Prime Day and you know, when that is and what it's all about. So I've just put up here when it's starting so that everyone knows, and it is around the corner. So for some of you, you might have actually missed the boat a little bit, and that's why we thought, let's talk about other strategies. And to be honest, in my experience, these alternative strategies are probably the ones that I would advise clients on anyway. So we're going to talk about that and sort of why you would choose those things. What are some things you can actually start implementing and go away from this today and start looking at? So everyone should note down that it will be Monday, June 21st to Tuesday, June 22nd. I've actually put at the bottom the time, because remembering that it will be different time zones depending on where you live in the world. So note that down, that that's when it will be happening. And Prime Day really is, there's a lot of hype. I said this earlier, that there is a lot of hype around it. So I don't want people to feel that if you're not ready, if you're on Amazon and you're not ready to participate in it, that's fine. You don't have to feel the pressure to do that. Sometimes people think, I've got to do something. Everyone's talking about it, I've got to get on. If I'm not doing it, I'm going to miss something. And often that's when we lose money. So we don't want to do that. So Prime Day, actually, just a little bit of history about it. It only started in 2015, so not really that long ago. And it's a 2-day shopping event. So the thing that really drives Prime Day as being more successful than things like, say, Cyber Monday and all those kinds of other shopping days is that people heavily discount on Prime Day. That seems to be the biggest difference, is that they give off significant amounts of money. We know that things like electronics usually do the best for whatever reason, but the discounts can be offered across the range of categories. So it's not particularly one category. And you can participate in Prime Day. I think sometimes people have this idea that Prime Day might be, you've got to be like in a program or something, if that kind of makes sense, but you don't. You can give other discounts just when you're ready to. I know that people that have, they know that the Prime Day are those 2 days, so the 2 days we had here. And I know people that have done even better after Prime Day, because sometimes people are still shopping for discounts. So we will talk about that as well. So how can you actually take advantage of Prime Day as a seller? So it is worth definitely thinking about. I like to think of Prime Day being part of a long-term strategy. So it can be good on a calendar to actually map out some of these, dates. Now, you don't know when Prime Day will happen every year. It does change. But you can schedule into a calendar, that Prime Day will happen at some point, and what kind of deals or discounts would you be prepared to give? Because you might decide your strategy might be that you're not going to give certain discounts throughout the year, but Prime Day might be one of the times that you do heavily discount, so you have it part of your strategy. So when you're trying to prepare, like I said, you want to have a bit of a plan, and then you need to think about the strategies that you can use. So let's just keep this really simple so that we can go away and we can actually take action, because at the end of the day, if you don't take action, you're not going to be part of it. So what we're going to talk about today are these 4 here. So we're going to talk about lightning deals, and most of you will have missed the boat with lightning deals, but it's always worth double checking, and we'll talk about the pros and cons of a lightning deal. And then we're going to talk about coupons, which is probably my most favorite strategy to use. And then we're going to talk about the promotions and ads and how we can implement that. And just a little bit of a little bit of a trick if you've got a storefront and what you can do there. One thing I will say is that you want to optimize your listings to their potential often before this day comes. You should be optimizing regardless, but if you don't have very good listings at this point and then you try to do discounts, often it doesn't go as well as people that have really optimized their listings. So that is definitely something to think about. So if you're feeling like you haven't really got there yet, maybe Prime Day is not the time for you to do anything. So let's talk about lightning deals and what that looks like. So I've just sort of put some screenshots here. So if you want to go and double check if it's available to you, most people have missed the date. They have cutoff dates, but I always say just double check. You never know with Amazon. So you can come up to your advertising, then down to your deals area, and you'll find it all in there. And I've put a bit of a screenshot there. The thing about lightning deals is that they can be very expensive. And the thing that people don't realize is that you're not always guaranteed to get the promotion displayed. So you can spend a lot of money, and I've actually seen someone do this and they really got nothing back for it. So it can be quite an expensive place to blow cash. And I think, there's eligibility criteria, so that's just up there that to fit in. So some of you might not be eligible, but if you are, you really, really need to know your numbers, because it can seem like a very a good way to go, and Amazon's obviously going to push it because they're financially going to gain from this, but you need to make sure that you're not going to lose money. So I remember quite some time back, there was a client who really, really wanted to push for it. And we thought, let's just calculate all these numbers back. And when we looked at it, we went, you're actually not going to gain anything from this. And so they decided, you know what, we're going to focus on other things rather than a lightning deal. So that's something to really think about seriously. So when lightning deals first came out and Prime Day was like new, they ran it for 2 years for free. And that would have really been to incentivize people to jump into it. But then it slowly crept up in pricing to be part of it. So in 2017, there was deals that were 500 to be part of it, and then it went up to like, you know, 750 and things like that. So it can be quite an expensive way to go, but they can work really well. So that's probably the more negative things towards it, but it can also be an amazing strategy. The good thing about the fact that it is a paid deal is that people are quite serious about it when they do it. So you don't get people sort of jumping in just to be part of it for the sake of it. They really think through it. So often you get some really unique products that are part of that, and that's why they tend to do quite well. So it can very much work if you have a strategy in place. But most of you might have missed the boat. So double check it, see if it's for you or not. If you're not sort of, I guess, down the path a little bit, if you've just turned up on Amazon, you've just got your product launched, it's not always the best deal to do. So we're going to talk about some other options for you. So the next
option on that, Verity, I think too, a lot of people that are starting out, or a lot of people I know have only put in 200 or 300 products. You wouldn't even consider it because you're not going to make $750 out of those before you start even giving any discount. So I think you've just got to think of, have I got enough stock? I mean, to me, you're not going to go into that unless you've worked out your numbers and you've probably got, you know, 500 products or something to, you know, to give away on those days, because otherwise, you know, $750 is a lot of profit to give away before you start making money. I mean, you might improve your ranking through it, but does that always stick as well? You've just got to be, you know, mindful that, you know, you might get to page one, and then if you haven't got the stock to continue it in the next few weeks, you're back to square one.
Absolutely. So, we know stock can be a bit of an issue to kind of get in at the moment, and all those sorts of things around it. So you've really got to consider it if it is the right strategy to use. And yeah, like Margaret said, you know, you don't know that your ranking is going to hold. So some people might outweigh it and say, well, I want that ranking, but is that the right way to do it? You know, it depends.
I think, it's more for a big player, I think, you know, really for the big sellers with a lot of stock in Amazon. You know, for those that have got limited stock and are struggling to get in another 100 or something the next week, well, definitely not a goer.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good advice. So one of the other options for you would be to look at Prime exclusive discounts. So you come up to advertising again and then down to this, and you can have a look through this. And at the moment, it's free to be part of it. There are all the guidelines. So if you want to take a screenshot, but if you actually go into that area, you'll find all of that. And you can see here at the bottom, that's kind of what it's going to look like if you're going to be part of it. So if you choose this kind of discount, you can do a percentage or a dollar value off. So similar to like a coupon, when you run a coupon, you can do the same kind of thing. But one thing that they do warn against, and I wanted to put here, is this overlapping warning. And I will talk about this in other ones as well, is that this can definitely happen. And there will be some of you that might be listening to this or listen back to it and go, I've actually experienced this. So what can happen is when we get all excited that we want to run promotions, and especially with Prime Day coming up, and we sort of feel like I've got to go and do something, sometimes we're not really thinking clearly about how this is all going to work. So what can happen with an overlapping promotion is that, say you ran this and then you ran like a coupon over the top, people could be double dipping. So they can actually get your product even cheaper because they use that promotion, then they use a coupon promotion, and you suddenly can find that you've lost every bit of profit. There's actually, you're losing money. So just be very, very careful about when you run promotions that you don't have overlapping things happening. So that's definitely one to put out there. And I've just put some details about when it starts and all of that. So if that's something that you want to consider, go and check it out. That's probably the next best thing out of doing the lightning deal. So go and have a look at that and see if it's you're eligible for it. You might not be. So let's talk about some things that you're most likely to be eligible if you're not for those two things. So if you find I can't be part of it, don't want to be part of it either way, you can look at different kinds of promotions. So I like to call these multi-buy or cross promotions. You won't always hear people say those words. And what this means is basically you're coming into your promotions area and you're selecting the percentage off one. So if you're thinking, how do I create a multi-buy or a cross promotion? You're coming into the percentage off area. And a promotion you can see here, they've actually moved, most people will find the promotions moved up the page, up higher. It used to sit halfway down. A lot of people, couldn't really see the promotion there and they got missed, but they've actually moved them up. So you can now see them, have made it a bit clearer and everything. So what is actually a multi-buy? So a multi-buy essentially is if you said, if you buy 2 of my product, you get 5% off, or whatever percentage off you'd like. Or you could say you can layer them. So you can say if you buy 2, you get 5%. If you buy 3, you get 10%. So you can actually layer them. So it's incentivizing people to buy multiple of your product, which is really good. The algorithm loves that. So it's a really great way to sort of move stock as well. You've got to think if that works for your product though. So if you think about a product and no one would buy double of it, then that might not be the best way to do it. You might just decide, I'll give it as a percentage off. That's as simple as I'm going to get, 5% off if you buy one, something like that. A cross promotion is where you're saying if you have more than one product in your catalog and you say, I want to buy, this type of tea, and then you buy my other type of tea together, then you get a discount off. So you're incentivizing people to cross promote, and you can do that through a percentage promotion as well. You can set that up in there as well. So it's really getting people to think about, you can buy these 2 things together and you get that discount. And you've also got to think about what would marry up properly. I have seen it where it's actually like been doing research and found cross promotions where I'm like, why would you buy that and that together? They make no sense. But if you have something, let's just say like a cleaning product, and then you have cleaning cloths, they might, go really nicely together. And so that's a way that you can also cross promote the products. Again, that you can come up with this overlapping issue. So just be careful of that again, that if you're running other promotions, that they can start to layer. And I did hear about someone that did the optimization workshop last time where they submitted their promotion and it didn't show up very quickly. And so they thought it hadn't been submitted. And so they submitted multiple ones, and then people basically bought out all their stock for no money. So you just got to be really careful. And, if you need advice on it or you need some support, you can always reach out to me, send me a message in the group, and I can definitely help you if you just want someone to check it for peace of mind. This is my favorite. So I will put it out that this one's my favorite. I don't know about you, Margaret, but I think this one makes the most amount of sense, and it's the easiest, and it's very attention grabbing. So this is the coupons. There are some criteria that you have to meet to actually create your first coupon. And Amazon's getting really great at putting some really good little videos together as well. So if you haven't set one up, you will see something like this. But what I thought was interesting about coupons at the moment is they've actually even put this little, I took a screenshot to show everyone. They've actually put up this little Prime Day memo. So the fact that they're doing that is saying that, this is a good option for Prime Day. They're actually promoting that and saying, you can do that. The thing to remember is that it does take some time for the coupon to be submitted. So I have seen someone where Prime Day was about to start and they thought, I'll just submit the coupon on the day, and then they missed it because it took a while to be set up. So just make sure you schedule it. I've just put down here, set yourself a little reminder that that's going to happen. And if coupon's something you want to check out today, go and have a look, make sure you can get access to them. And have a little play around on the system to make sure you're confident, and then put the date that you want it to start. You can start things earlier. Even though Prime Day goes for those 2 days, you can definitely start things before and you can run after. In fact, I suggest you leave it for a little while because people are still shopping afterwards. So you can actually do really well while a lot of people have switched everything off. You can keep things running. So coupon works really well because you can see here when someone's buying, this little tag shows up. So if you're scrolling through listings, if you're just typed in something and you're doing some research, you can scroll through, you will find coupons. They stand out, they're orange, they're bright, they're really attention grabbing, so they work really well. But when you go into the listing, they also show up the top, so people don't really forget about them. So they're often more successful than like a cross promotion or a multi-buy. So they can work really well. The thing that if you can test this later on, but you can do percentage or dollar value, and sometimes that works. One works better than the other, and you just need to think about what would look like a better value and test it and see how you go. So there is a little bit of a fee in terms of if someone redeems the coupon and plus your discount that you're offering. But that is the one to go for if you haven't done anything yet and you just wanting to test the system. That's the one. Just set a really low one if it's the first time you've done anything. So definitely check out coupons. Now, ads. this is our final one. So when you're looking at your ads, a lot of people look at adjusting their bids at the time. There are a lot of like detailed strategies for Prime Day with ads, but we'll just keep this sort of at a level where people can just take some action. So you can think about increasing your budgets and your bids. Think about focusing on some of your more expensive products if you've got more profit in those. Or you can, offer bigger discounts. So you might be running your ads and a coupon. So this is one where you can layer because they are very different. And so if you might have a coupon going that's really good, and you might be looking at one of your more expensive products and you're going to run ads to that one and, increase the budgets and bids. So that's one way to look at it. But do remember that when Prime Day finishes, just make sure you note down what you've changed or take some screenshots, and then afterwards you might want to come back and put it back to the way it was. You might not want it to stay the way that you had it over Prime Day. So that's definitely something to think about. So it can be more expensive for like ads on during this time, but it usually still pays off. It's usually you get some good conversion rates. So think about just going in and updating your bids and budgets and having a look at what's going on. If you're brand registered, you will have access to sponsored brands. And so this is where you get like headlines, things on the side, the bottom, that's all of that kind of thing, and videos, video ads and all of that. One little tip or a strategy that you could implement that a lot of people aren't talking about is that you can use sponsored brand ads to drive people to your storefront. So if you have a storefront, it can be simply a one-page storefront or anything like that. But if you have one, what you could do is you could set up your ads, put more money into these sponsored brand ads that do tend to convert better. And then what you can do is on your storefront, just set up a separate page on your storefront. So you'd want to do that now and submit it, so it's definitely there. And you could make it a little bit Prime Day specific. So you could put things in there that would allude to Prime Day, and you might talk about the and showcase some of the products and deals that you're running. So that way, when you drive people to it, if you've got multiple products that you're wanting people to buy from on the day, let's just say you're aiming at your most expensive products, you might feature those, and then that way you get people to go, oh, I would like that, oh, and they've got that too, and so they're seeing everything. Whereas when they click into a listing, they tend to just see the one product. So it's a great way to get them to look at your brand and look at multiple products in one go. So that's another really clever little strategy. But if you want to do that, start doing that today. So just to round off everything, a lot of sellers, like I've said, can lose money on the day, and I just don't want anyone to be in that position. So consider long-term strategy and think about this. If you're not ready today to start implementing these things, what about the next one? So don't feel that pressure. Know your pricing and break it all down. So get a spreadsheet out, work it all out. Even if you're just going to run a coupon, look at the cost. Can you, price it? What would be your break-even price if you're going to run things? Decide which discount or promotion option works best for you and your product. So they're all suggestions, and not all of them will work for everyone and everyone's product. So just think about what would be the best option for you. And sometimes you just got to test things and just have a go. You might run coupons. It wasn't as successful as you thought, but then again, you might run it and it does amazing. So you just got to give it a go. And be very, very careful that you don't double up on promotions. Like I said, if you want to check anything, let me know. But just be very mindful, because this is a day where there will be so many people that will do this and lose money where they didn't. They'll get to the end of the month and think, how did I end up with that left over? So just be careful of that. And yeah, if you're a new seller, you can just watch what's going out there on the platform. You could do some research and you could plan for the next Prime Day. So they're just some, ending things. So definitely start preparing for it now and thinking about it, because it's so soon. And most of you would have missed the lightning deal opportunity, but you could do that for next time. But you can start implementing other things. So think about what you're going to do now if it's definitely for you. So I will leave it there. And hopefully I can stop sharing my screen. There we go. So hopefully that's helpful. I don't know if there was any questions that came through, if anyone's got questions now that we can answer.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, guys watching, type them in the comments now. We don't have any questions yet, Verity,
Okay.
but let's give people some time.
Yeah, no worries. I mean,
Great,
you can always
Verity. I've got one question for you. You know, around the coupons, people
Yeah.
tend to, like you, I think my likes to come too because it's more visible for your listing.
Yeah.
It gives you, you bit of visibility to your listing, even in normal times, not even in, prime time. So don't be mad. We like to sort of use the coupon.
Yeah, the coupons
on and off.
you do show out. Yeah.
Yeah, coupons are really, really good. Coupons are a funny one because they are one you should test if it works better for dollar value or percentage value.
Yeah.
I've seen it where people think, give a really big coupon off, like it's going to do really well. So they go quite hard out at it and they put, quite a lot off. And then we've run it where it's a much lower amount and it's done better. So it's really funny. Like it's a really funny one. And what you can do is, during the year, you can run coupons at any time, as well as those cross promotions and multiples. You can set them up at any time. But you can test, especially the coupons, test them throughout the year. Does it work better for my product to be percentage, or does it work better if it's dollar value, or does it work better if it's higher or lower? Does it work better when I have them on for a couple of days or for the extended amount that I can set it for? So it's very easy to test, very easy to monitor, very easy to test, and very easy to work out your numbers. So it's very clear, whereas ads, go up and down and all over. It's very hard to control it. Coupons, we know it's going to be this amount you're giving off. It's going to be the 60 cents if they redeem it. So you can figure that out. It's quite a simple one, which I think people love about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think too, just this week, it's a little bit different with what's happening because it's actually Father's Day on Sunday this week in the US.
Point, yeah.
So my products are selling well for Father's Day. So I normally would lower my bids at the moment because there's lots of random clickers around and you usually start spending, especially probably like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, people are going to be looking, seeing what they can buy. So at that point, I would normally put my bids right down, but I'm going to have to sort of keep mine going till about Friday because I'm sort of got, products for Father's Day. But I think that's something to be careful of. Don't go in and set, triple your PPC spend today because you'll blow it every day. So wait until like Sunday night, whichever country you're in, sort of do it, just a couple of hours before Prime Day actually kicks in, because otherwise you'll find you'll start spending money and they'll be just all clicks and nobody will be buying because they're waiting for you to put your deals on the Monday morning and let it be in the US. So I think that's just something to be, and it's a little bit messy this year because Father's Day is there as well. Normally you wouldn't have Father's Day to contend with. So depending on your product, you don't want to stop your sales for Father's Day either. So you've just sort of got to decide on that. And I'm actually trying Prime Day badge this time. I haven't done a Prime Day badge before. So I'm having a go with Prime Day badge. So you have to give 20% off. But I just thought, let's give it a go. Just not on all my products. I've just chosen 4 that I've got some stock that I can sort of have got enough stock, I think, to hopefully, unless they go crazy, but I doubt it. But yeah, so I thought I'd give that a go today instead of, just to be different, because that's a blue badge that does show quite clearly for, and it's only for Prime members that get that discount. They have to be a Prime member. Whereas if you put a coupon on, anyone can buy. Whereas if you have to be a Prime member to do this. So I thought I'm just going to see what happens, because I normally don't. I've done nothing a lot of times because you do find there's a lot more traffic. Just general people are on Amazon, probably trifold. So you'll just sell even if you have done nothing and you don't want to do anything because you haven't got a lot of stock. Most products you'll find you'll just generally sell more because the traffic is probably, I don't know, I'd love to know how much traffic extra it goes up, but it's amazing if you just watch your PPC budget and it's just going tick, 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 tick. It goes through very fast.
Yeah, people are there to shop. Yeah. They're there to show up. So,
but it's all trial and error, isn't it? I mean, Amazon is a big platform of trial and error. How many things we tried and errored?
Absolutely. And also it also depends on your priorities, right? You know, like, is it that you're wanting to make profit, or what is the priority for you and your business at this point? You know, if you're someone that's like, I don't want to be losing money, like for me, that's very financial or something like that, then, you know, you've got to think about that. Or is it, I'm just at that, I'm getting started, I just want to get that ranking, I will do anything, I'm happy to, you know, even go into the negative to really, you know, get up there. You might have a totally different strategy. So that's why you've always got to sit back and think, well, what are my priorities? What are my strategies? What am I willing to do? Because everybody will be different. And like Margaret said, you don't even have to do really anything. There will be a lot more traffic around to buy from you. So you will usually see an increase, and very much look at, if you've got multiple products, cherry pick the ones that you think would be the best if you're going to do something. You don't have to do it for every product. You don't have to put a coupon for every product. You can just pick one if you wanted to, you know. So hopefully that's right. Yeah.
To get more returns if they're shopping just because they can.
I don't know. I haven't seen that really. Have you, Margaret? I've not really seen that.
No, I think you're still going to get, you know, returns no matter what, whether they buy them. Hopefully, if they buy them at a discount, they might not return them. But it just depends. Look, there's so many people out there that say, just buy things for the sake of it, and I don't know whether it's to have a look, but you'll always get returns. I don't think so. It's really on the percentage you sell. I mean, if you sell 100 products and you're usually selling 10, well, obviously you probably get a higher ratio. It's just on the amount you're selling. So I think
I've never seen it be drastically different. So I think maybe it is the coupon, you know, a discount of some kind. People go, oh, well, I'll just keep it because it was on, you know, it was on sale. But, I haven't seen it go up.
How many
multiples in sales can we expect?
Depends on your product. Depends on your product.
And the discount that you're giving, right?
Discount product. Look, I've seen people, I know, some lightning deals that people ran and actually got like 4 sales for their money that they parted out to do, because Amazon don't always show you enough, because if they'll just keep taking people into lightning deals, and then if they don't get to show you, and then if it's not a product that people are looking for and it's not discounted enough, and you know, they virtually threw the whole lot of money away. So I think, to me, that one is a real lightning deal, is something, unless I've got a huge amount of stock and I've got plenty of margin, I wouldn't entertain that.
You've got to be willing to lose.
You've got to be, you could know that it might sell. But I mean, a coupon, you can always go in and cancel it anyway during the day if you want. Like, if you've got, like, I've put my Prime Day badge on, and I thought, well, if by any chance I'm doing massive amount of sales and I'm going to run out of stock, I'll just go in and cancel it during the day and stop it. Because, and the same with a coupon, you can go and turn it off. So, you know, if you are thinking, I can't afford to sell too many of these, I've got myself up, you know, with 20 or 30 or 40 sales or whatever, you can always go in and turn it off on the second day, or, you know, during the day. And I mean, I just did my Prime Day badges yesterday, and I didn't know whether I'd even get approved for them, because you don't know what other criteria they've got. And I got an email back within 5 minutes that it was all approved. So it was very simple. Took me no time to do it, and very, very simple.
So how did you get the... So how did you get the Prime Day badges? Do you have to just set up a discount and?
It's very similar to setting up a coupon. You just go in and it says.
Just book a call with Margaret.
I think that's what I'll do.
You just click down, and I think it says, I just can't remember, it just said put in your ISN, and the discount has to be 20% and can't be more than 80%. You just choose that. And you don't even pick dates, because it just runs for the 48 hours and then it's gone. And that was basically, I think that was all I had to do. And I just went down, put each ISN in. You can actually upload a flat file if you had hundreds of them, but you can do 15 single ones. So it took me probably 3 minutes to fill it out. And I thought, and it sort of says it's been submitted, we'll come back to you. And my phone went ding, and there's, you're approved. So I thought, well, that's okay. That was easy.
With sort of Prime Day, is Prime Day like primarily for like deep discounts in certain products?
Electronics is huge.
Or people, you know, people want to clear the decks with some of their products because of Q4 coming up. And so if people have got, you know, stuff in stock or their inventory and they want to get rid of to start afresh, they'll just do really, really big sort of deep discounts to sort of get rid of their stuff. Would that be?
Actually, if you go into Amazon at the moment, I think it's amazing. There's a lot of deals already sitting there, like teasers that Amazon have got set up, but they're like 60% off, but their electronic stuff that's obviously got a massive margin, or their Amazon stock, the Echo and all that they have big deals. So I think that's a different sort of kettle of fish to the people we're dealing with. I mean, if most of the people have got products that they've sourced from India, I mean, you're not going to go and sell 1,000 of some product from India, like a, candelabra or whatever you've got. I mean, it's just, you've got to think about, what have I got? Is it going to walk off the shelf? Is it like something that every single person in America is looking for, like a tally, or, it's like going to Aldi or something and they've got tallies in the catalogue, at half price. I mean, they're the things that are going to sell. But I mean, a lot of the products that are more home decor things, I don't think every single person's going to want. It's a bit more niche down.
People definitely look for those really expensive items that are going to be heavily discounted. So things they might not have been able to purchase, let's just say like a vacuum cleaner. I know it's not terribly one, but like a very, something very, very, like it might be out of, like a Dyson, and they think, I really wanted one of those. I'm going to wait till it's on sale because I don't want to buy it full price. It's about him. People would go and buy that kind of thing, or a television, or, they like that where they can heavily discount something, and that they might not buy every day. So that tends to definitely work well. But while the traffic's there, like, why not take advantage of people shopping and give them something for it? And like I said, you can keep it running afterwards. People are still shopping for discounts afterwards and before, so you can keep it going for a little bit longer.
Like branded clothing, like we all look at sort of like I know, a certain sort of a branded expensive jacket, and then when it comes to certain times of the year, you're looking, it's 50% off, I'll go and buy one, but it's only a jacket with a brand that you can probably buy the same jacket somewhere else. But you want that particular brand.
Yeah, you would spend it and buy it at that point. You wait for things that people would wait for tend to do well. I always like to think about this from like all the points of view. Think about who's buying it. Go and do some research about who's actually going to buy it, because there are people that are serious sales shoppers. But also think about the fact that we're on Amazon's platform. So we've got to go to their terms and conditions. So we've also got to think about, this is a big day for them to make a lot of profit. So it's that balance between all of this. We want to make, that we're on this amazing platform, so we want to take advantage of that. But, they're obviously putting things like lightning deals that are quite expensive, and that works for them. So it's about everyone getting a bit of a piece of the pie and working out, at the end of the day, what works for you and your business, not what works for Amazon.
So I just before Prime Day, I think sales will slow down. Also, people will click on my PPC but buy in Prime Day. Any thoughts on this?
A week before. No, not always. It totally depends on your product. It can. It probably that's probably true for some things. But like we said before, it depends what your product actually is. It's very hard. Everyone will have a different experience. So that's what you've got to remember. There's no way to predict how well you'll do or not. Everyone will have a different experience depending on the products and the discounts and all of that. Sometimes things can slow down, but if it's not a product that, if you sell like a food-based product, people probably just keep buying because they want it, right? So it's not going to slow down. Will people click on my PPC but buy? Not always. Yeah, I think it's probably... Sometimes,
It depends you get a lot of lookers, I think, probably in the next few days. Just people looking to see what they can get, but they don't know what discounts are on, because most of the discounts come forward. So they're probably just thinking, I wouldn't mind that, and that, if they're looking for, some shoes or something like that, and they might put them in the cart and keep them there and then look on Prime Day and see if they're on sale. So it is a bit hit and miss with, and I think everybody's product, and you could talk to 20 people and they'd all have a totally different experience because they've got something in a different niche that but look, I think if you're new to this, don't stress about it, just go with the flow, and you should increase your sales. But I think, I know reading all the posts, everyone's sales since the glitch back in early May, the sales on Amazon have generally slowed down, and I've even found my PPC budget has been not spending as much as it had been. There doesn't seem to be as many people shopping at the moment, and we don't know whether that is it's summer and the beach and they're all out and about.
Yeah.
They've gone back into a bit of retail. What's happening in America at the moment? Because at this time of the year it's usually summer and things are a lot busier, but whatever happened with their glitch, I know so many people are, every day people are posting that their sales and they can't get them back to where they were. So, I don't think it probably hasn't slowed down as much this time, because I think the sales have generally slowed down and over the last 4 or 5 weeks anyway since that happened. So, but then it should be busier if you've got anything to do with Father's Day. It should be busy at the moment. And I notice Amazon's got a lot of Father's Day deals going as well, so they're actually in a bit of a bind because they're trying to promote Prime Day, but they've still got to promote all the Father's Day sales. So their front page is got lots and lots and lots of sales and deals, and but I think Echo Dots are like 40% off. So I mean, if you're waiting all year, that's the time to buy all those things. Anything that's Amazoned, it's if you can get 40% off something, it's pretty good deal.
Yeah. Also about PPC, Mark, like you were saying earlier, it's better to lower your bids now and then increase them maybe a couple of hours before Prime Day.
Yeah.
Right? Did you say that?
Well, that's what I would normally do. I would normally turn my bids down for, from probably yesterday till, say, Sunday night, and then you've got to remember to go back in and fix them up those Sundays. So you've got to make yourself an alarm or something to remember to do this, and then increase them back up. And then, like Verity said, if you put them up, don't forget to take them down again, because Jeff will keep going, more money around for me. I'll just keep clicking today. So, you've just got to watch. You've got to have your head around what you're doing. But I think unless you've got a Father's Day orientated gift, I would be sort of watching. If you've got a fairly high strategy going now, I'd be taking it down, because I guarantee that you won't get many sales through it, because people are just going to be looking to see what they can buy. That's part of the deal. That's why Amazon do this, to get more traffic, to start people looking and people to join and become a Prime member, because a lot of these deals you can't do unless you're a Prime member. So they've got a deal going, please join Prime, so people sign up to a Prime membership at the same time. So they're building their customer base, getting more regular customers. So it's a big thing. I mean, a lot of this is really to help Amazon more so, I think, than us sellers, because they're the ones that benefit. They get more sellers signing up, they get more revenue, they get us spending fortunes on PPC and lightning deals. So I mean, hello, that's where the money is. So I think people, it's not as I remember our first Prime Day and I thought, oh wow, and I mean, it was like, no, is that what Prime Day is? It's not all that exciting, but and I'm and I don't even know, because it'll be interesting to see, because we're in Australia and I'm not an American Prime member, I don't even know whether I'll be able to see my coupons if they're actually on or not. So I don't know whether they'll show when I go in from the back end, or whether because I'm not a Prime member, I don't even get to see my badge. So it'll be interesting. So I thought, I'm not going to sign up just to see my badge.
Screenshot it for you.
I'll have to get up to someone in the States and say, can you send me a photo of my Prime badge, please?
So Jeff, if you're listening in today, just leave our coupons alone, thanks.
Jeff is busy preparing for his launch in space.
He's not worried about it now. He just needs us to make the money so he can launch another sort of ship off he goes. So
Exactly. Okay, awesome. That was fantastic, Verity and Mark and Kevin. So let's talk a little bit about the listing optimization workshop that's coming up later this week. So Verity, this is the second time that you're doing this workshop, and we've got quite a few people who've already signed up, but there's still time to sign up in case people are interested. And we start on Friday evening or Saturday morning, depending on where you are. If you're in the US, then it's Friday evening. If you're in Asia, Australia, it's Saturday morning. So Verity, tell us a little bit about this workshop.
So this, like Michael said, this will be the second one. So it's really exciting. There is limited spaces, because we don't want to make it so full that, it's very interactive. So if you want to be part of it, definitely jump in as soon as you can, because then we'll cap it. We have so much to cover. There are so many good things to cover. But I also want people to know that, you probably would have seen things and gone, oh my God, there's going to be so many slides. If you've seen stuff pop up about it, there's going to be so much content. But don't feel overwhelmed by that, because we record it all. You get that content afterwards that you can go back to. And so you can take your time to go through it afterwards, because sometimes when we're there and we're learning, we do need some of our own time to just go and figure out what works for us. So the way that we've designed the workshop is so that we go through every section of how do you optimize your listing to its full potential, so that you end up with world-class listings, because there are so many average listings out there, and this is a way that you can really beat the competition, and how you can test those things. What are those elements? What is listing optimization? What does that actually mean? How do I do it? We're going to go through things like looking at other people's listings. So if you're part of the workshop, and if you're listening to this and you've already signed up, we will be telling people that, you know, this is a really safe space that we'll talk about listings, and so, you know, it's a closed area, but we like to look at, you know, other people's listings and do an optimization run through and work out, you know, what could they improve. So if you're part of it, you get the opportunity for us to do that and look at it, and I promise we're very kind, and we'll give you lots of feedback about things that you can do to improve it. It's very hard to do it on our own, usually because we like what we've done and we can't see what's going on. And so when someone else looks at it, they might see it, you know, have a different point of view and think you could improve this, you could make it better. At the end of the day, we'd all like to make more sales, right? We'd all like to be more profitable, make more sales, grow our business. That's what we're here to do. So this is a really good way that you can go step by step through all the options to optimize your listing, so you can figure out what all those things are. For some of you, you might want to do a total makeover. You might want to actually go, I'm going to start again, really. Or you might be someone that hasn't got your listing yet and you just, you know, almost there. Do the workshop so that you know that you've got an amazing listing up, you know, straight away rather than down the track. If you've got a listing that's been running for a while and you're wanting to improve it, this is a great chance to go and refresh all these ideas and things that you could do, things you might not have realized you could do to improve your sales and your conversion rates and all of that. So we will do it over the 2 days. So there's the 2 Saturdays. They run for about 3 hours. And last time they did go over, I'll try to keep it, you know, because it's a long time. But like we said, you get the recording so that you can sit back and you might just want to focus on one area. But we've designed it so that you've got everything. You've got templates. I've designed different templates that you can download. I've got little videos so that you can go back and just watch that little run through video. So there's heaps of stuff that's part of it. To be honest, it's so much good value. I just put it out there, and it's so much good value.
I was just busting to say, Verity, that you've added a few things as well to this one, because a little bit of a little bit of feedback and a bit of talk, and to make the second one. But anybody that's sitting on the fence there and a little bit it's so beneficial in your journey. If you're in that particular zone, even if you've been selling Amazon for a while, it's still beneficial to be in the zone with and the Telegram group. Gee whiz, the Telegram group goes off.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's already, the party's already started.
So value plus. So anybody listening, I mean, do yourself a favor and join in.
Go
ahead, Mark.
Go on, Verity. I'll go first. What I was going to say was, I think too, a lot of people come to me and say, oh, no, I'm not going to write my own listing. I'm going to get a professional to do it. But there's a couple of issues with that. They don't know your product as well as you do. They don't know all the features. They probably haven't even got it there with them. So they can't really touch and feel. And, you've thought about it. You've wanted it. You've done, hopefully, all your keyword research. So you should have a bank of keywords ready. So you've got your listing half done, because you should have that list of how many search volumes there are, how many sales there are for all those keywords. If you've done your research right to decide on the product. So you're halfway there. And you can pay an expert to do it. And look, I don't know how many times we've changed. We've had the same products up for 4 years. And I mean, I don't rewrite them, but I might look at a keyword that's not performing or, change the things around. And look, times change, your competitors change, things happen. So you want to know how to do it. So if you just pay someone to do it, you're back to, you don't want to be paying someone every time you want to redo your listing. It is not that hard. You don't have to be a great grammatical writer. It's more worth after words. It's not, you don't have, I remember the first time I did my listing, I actually sent it to a girlfriend in Sydney and said, can you proofread this, because you know, you understand. And I'm thinking now, what an idiot. Like, it wasn't a book that I needed, you know, the author had to have it all, you know, proofread. I mean, I now know that it's just words. So I think people tend to get frightened and think that some expert is going to write the listing. And look, people have come to me and I'll go, who did your listing? Oh, I paid, you know, and I go, what
you
if
do
you
it,
got in there? It doesn't even, like, without even knowing the product, you just look at it and go, well, I can see keywords that should be in there, and there's words in there that nobody's ever going to search for in a pink fit.
I always, I
Sorry.
think on that point is also that, like, I've done a lot of done for you work for clients before, and I always want to, you know, do a really good job. Not everyone's going to want to do that for you. But the thing that I always say to people when they decide I want someone to do it for me, which can be great, I always say, but how do you know if it's good or not? If you've got no understanding of those basics, how will you know? You'll just get it back and go, looks good. So this is actually going to give you those elements. So even if you do decide I want someone to still do it, you at least have that knowledge and that understanding. And I have included into the workshop some new software that I've been trialing that automates some of this for you and your writing, and it is amazing. So I will just put that little hint in there. I've been testing it and literally love this software. So we will have a look at that. So anyone that thinks, writing's not my thing, we can show you through how that will work as well. And so you've got everything. So you're really going to walk away with just so much content about this, you know, one topic. There's so much within that one topic, but I'm going to try and give you everything that you can possibly need to do it.
Amazing. I think one of my favorite parts is the keyword bank template that you provide. That is so useful, because I find that a lot of people just struggle with keyword research and putting it all together and deciding which keywords to prioritize. But your keyword bank is just so useful, and you have this step-by-step guide on how to use the keyword bank. And that's my favorite part.
Well, people, you know, keyword research is something you do like all the time. Like what Margaret said, you know, you might add things, and so we just lose track. We download things from Helium 10 or Merchant Words, and then we've lost our list. We wouldn't have a clue. So this is like a system where it's very straightforward and methodical, and it's not overwhelming. And you can then use that for things like PPC. So if you're part of the PPC workshop, you've actually got something already going. You've got all those lists of keywords that you can use for that. So there are a lot of crossovers for different things that are coming for other workshops, which will really help you as well.
And it helps you to be far more organised.
It does.
More efficient.
And look, if you're going to grow your business as well, I mean, if you're going to end up doing 10 listings and you're paying someone 10 times, I mean, I think, you know, it's okay if you've got a huge turnover and you can afford to keep paying that money. But if you're just trying to actually scale your business, I mean, you know, that's all profit that you're giving away. So if you can learn to do it yourself, and look, I love doing listings. I like doing my listings more than anything. I think that's the most fun part about Amazon. Like, give me PPC and I have to touch my PPC today. But working on listings, I really enjoy. I find that, you know, gives you sort of, it's just interesting to see, you know, what you can do with it, I suppose.
And also, if you do decide that you want someone to help you, so if you do want a VA or you want to outsource in some way, you've got this understanding and knowledge that then you can pass to them and say, this is what I'm wanting. Because a lot of people struggle. They say, I really would like a VA. But what do I tell them to do? Like, what are the steps? You know, I'm not sure what the steps are. So how can I ask someone else to do it and get what I want back? So this way, you've got this content that you can just go through and go bullet point all these things. This is what I want them to do. And so you've actually got all this amazing content that you can get someone to help you with. So it kind of can cross over in two ways. It's a great learning for you, but it also can be a great learning for someone else to support you. I just saw there was another question that came about the coupons and changing the budget mid-promotion. Usually you've got to, I think, stop it and then reset it.
I think I'd be inclined to delete it because I'd be just a bit worried what could happen. I mean, you know what Amazon's like. If you go starting to change a discount or something, it might double. I just wouldn't feel comfortable changing it mid-promotion. So I think it's either delete it and do it again. But if you're going to try and do that on Prime Day, it's a bit hard. I mean,
You
I think
won't.
you've got to make your decision now, because on the middle of Prime Day, they're not going to be letting you add new coupons halfway through.
Yeah, sometimes they block it. I think one year they actually stopped you submitting, but also it takes a while for the submission to go through. I think on one of the slides I put, I think it's like a 24-hour thing. So you need to get in and do it before. So some people start running it a bit earlier.
But Robin, if you've done one now, I just go in and there's a delete button. There's an edit and a delete button. Oh, okay. I upped it now. Okay. Yeah. So provided you do it now and it's got time to get into the system, it's fine, but not on Prime Day.
Because it's a submission into the system, it needs that time. So it doesn't like you just to switch it all of a sudden. And I think that's all to do with like the sales and the back end and how that feeds through when someone buys. So try and just stick to your guns and go, that's what you're happy with. You just have to sort of see it out. And that's why I say testing throughout the year can be really good, because you could get to this point and go, I know that percentage does better. I'm going to try that, so you kind of have that knowledge that you might have, built up over the year.
It's all experience. And like we said before, you can't be a boss if you don't know how to be a boss, and it's all part of the course. And, good advice, Verity. I mean, people really need to learn, what they're going to, like we're saying about VAs. I mean, I can't boss a VA if I don't know how to handle it myself, So, same old story.
Yeah, and I think too, just thinking about about the discounts on the coupons. Like if you've got a lower price product, so if you've only got a $20 product and you just take $2 off, doesn't look very good. Whereas people might not be as smart, and if you put 10%, they might think they're getting more. Like the higher, I think the bigger, like if you're selling a $50 product and you're giving, $15 off looks good. But when you're doing a small thing, if you've just only got $2 off or something, I don't think it looks. I think I'd try and trick them with that they're not that smart and they can't work out what 15% is or something.
I have tried this. This is true. It does work. So sometimes it looks better. It looks like more.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I go to
all the things that we do
all day, every day. Percentage is better.
I know. Yeah,
usually be on a bigger one though. See, if it's a big one, $20 off might look good. Do you know what I mean? So it depends.
Yeah.
Depends how high up you are, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, fantastic. So guys, if you have any last questions, we'll start wrapping up now. Let us know if you have any questions about Prime Day or the listing workshop. Definitely check out the listing workshop at theasianseller.com/listing-workshop. And if you have attended any of our previous workshops, you do get a discount. You should have received an email, or if you're in any of the Telegram groups, go check out the discount code there. You get a 10% discount on any of our workshops. So
I know there are people that are redoing the
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the workshop is only for $195. I mean, it's nothing. People spend tens of thousands of dollars on courses that teach half of this, and people who've attended our previous workshops. I mean, Verity, as you said, there's some people who are redoing this listing optimization workshop. And they've said that the Telegram group alone really pays for the fee that they're paying for the workshop, because there's so much engagement. People helping each other, and Verity is going to be answering questions in the Telegram group for up to 2 weeks. It's just amazing value. That's what I feel. I think we should charge more for the workshops.
When I was putting all the content together.
Another way of looking at it too, if people don't know many people it's a great way to sort of get closer to like a mastermind sort of effect. The people sort of do a workshop with us, and then they go in the Telegram group, and then they sort of get close to a couple of people, and then before they know it, they form themselves a little mastermind, and they're sort of talking away, and not everybody gets on with everybody, but you find little cliques and they all fire, they inspire each other or whatever.
Yeah, and you can check things with each other. You know, like if you send it to a friend of yours, they'll think, "What are you talking about Amazon?" But when you're part of these groups, you can say, you know, "What do you think?" Or "I've redone something. You know, what's your opinion?" Or you know, like you can kind of get that sort of feedback, which you can't really get anywhere else. And yeah, there's some good laughs going on in the Telegram group already. So you know that there is already people that have jumped in and they're talking to each other, and so everyone's very friendly. You know, this is all about having a good time and learning together. Don't feel like, you know, it's going to be intimidating or anything. We've got lots of content to cover because we want to cover everything, or as much as we can. But, you know, you can take chunks of it and go back and learn it, and everyone's really friendly and approachable. So you can always talk to me. We even do a call in between with the group on the Telegram group, so you can ask live questions there as well. So there's lots of times that you can go and work on your own stuff and come back and ask me questions and make the most of it.
We're breeding the Amazon superstars of the future.
I know. It is a bit like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I think we should wrap up this call now. We've been going for over an hour. Where does time go?
Oh, really?
We thought we could do a quick half an hour this morning.
Yes. So before we wrap up, why don't we just quickly go over the big announcement that we made earlier? And let me just quickly share my screen. For those of you who weren't with us earlier when we started, we have announced something really important. In case you missed it, here are the slides again. So first of all, Virtual India Sourcing Show is back. We are going to be hosting the next show early next month. So stay tuned for that. And our big announcement is that we are launching our website for India Sourcing Network at indiasourcing.net. Very soon. We've been working on this website for a couple of months. It's over 100 pages, lots of great content. And this is a website that includes everything you need to source private label products from India. Lots of resources and suppliers and service providers, and very easy to use a platform. Mark your calendars with these dates. So if you are in the US, then it's Thursday and Friday, July 1st and the 2nd. If you're in Asia, Australia, it's Friday, Saturday, July 2nd and 3rd. We will, of course, announce this in the Facebook group as well and send out emails to everyone. But these are dates that you need to mark. And we are going to launch the website on July 3rd in Asia and Australia. And we're giving away over 60 prizes, gifts, freebies, discounts, offers, and all of these are going to be given away in a lucky draw. If you want to be part of the lucky draw, there will be a post in the Facebook group shortly where you can post a GIF or like the post or leave a comment to enter your name in the drawing for this lucky draw. Super exciting stuff. And a big shout out to our launch partners, PPC Ninja, Web Retailer, and Airwallex as well. Check out their websites and services. So bookmark this URL, indiasourcing.net. It's not live yet. The website will go live on July 3rd. And we are so excited to be bringing to you this very unique, first of its kind platform to source private label products from India. Super, super exciting. Okay, let me get back here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
We can't wait because we've waited that little bit longer because of the problems with the sort of COVID in India, and this has been Megla's little baby.
All of our babies.
We're all super proud of what that has gone into this, and we all can't wait.
And look, we've seen the website in beta, and I just can't wait to actually have it live and be able to go and actually click on the buttons and go places, and it's so exciting. And I mean, so I just think it's going to be, people won't believe what they can do once they get on there. It's amazing. I mean,
exactly.
So exciting.
And next time someone asks us, do you know a shipper?
Here's the link.
There's the button.
Oh, it'll be so good. So many people are always like, I think now thinking about where they should be sourcing, and India's just become such a big place for that I know I'm always recommending people to come to the group to find things. So this would be an amazing resource for everyone to share out there. And tell everyone
And we've
about.
got more and more suppliers coming on board all the time.
Yeah,
so-
well, this is going to be a great way to expand the suppliers or the manufacturers that we've already sort of have, as the preferred manufacturers. And, people have come to us and said, oh, can you find a supplier to do this or do that? It's not always easy to find the right supplier.
Yeah.
You've got to wade through a little bit of, research to find, that they, are, a proper factory, B, they've got the right certification, and C, they're export sort of focused. And the other little thing is, have they sort of knowledge of the Amazon, sort of procedure and the little intricacies to, to sort of, with Amazon requirements, et cetera, et cetera. So, there's all those things to take into account. And, we've got some goodies that we've, had for a long time. But, we do need to sort of bring some more on board that, to give people a variety, I guess,
Oh, we've got some really nice ones. The next show has got some great new suppliers. I'm very pleased with the ones we've got for this one, and we've got some good ones for the next one too. We can't fit them all in.
We've got too many now.
Yeah, we've got too many now, and we're going to have a lot more.
We could go one step further, and one little other announcement we could make is that we've actually got little boots on the ground.
Yeah, we've now
looking for new suppliers. So if anybody wants a particular source, particular products, or please let us know, because our little boots on the ground can actually help us sort of find those, and maybe bring it sort of forward quicker than us sort of doing all the research that we do from this end. So
exactly.
Yeah,
And I think they've probably got big boots, not little boots. Okay.
But anyway, if anybody's sort of looking for something, please let us know, and we can, start looking and try and bring them to the fore.
Yeah, absolutely. Exciting stuff happening. So, but first of all, check out. Yes, 17
I've got it on my
sleeps.
wall, 17 sleeps, I'm going to mark it out. I send you a message every day.
Awesome. But definitely check out the listing optimization workshop, first of all, that's coming up this Friday and Saturday, depending on where you are. Okay, all right. Thanks a lot, Verity, for your time today.
As always,
Good information.
Always lovely to
Yes.
jump on. Love it. I know.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
actually, couldn't we?
We probably
Awesome.
could.
Yeah, we
Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining us today.
Okay.
And we will see you at the workshop later this week and next week for another webinar Wednesday. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.